heard there's been a lot of discord on the old message board. Have you read it? Welcome to HowDoWeHuman. It's a podcast where we overanalyze all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I certainly am one of your hosts, Seven Cox.
I certainly am your other host, Chris Binning.
It can't be denied. We are your two hosts.
Yep.
And
Go to
there's nothing you can do about that.
Snopes.com and
Go
see,
to Snopes.
you know.
Get this rumor spreading. So we can prove that it's true. Would you like to be an
I heard a
urban
rumor
legend?
that Evan Cox is one of the hosts of HowDoWeHuman. I don't know, man.
I beg you all to start spreading that rumor. Just tell people that and then don't explain yourself and leave. Today we're talking about online communities. We're talking about those places. I know we've talked about like social media and YouTube and shit like that, but this is like little communities of people that talk to each other all the time that have never met in person. Your Discords, your subreddits, etc. But we can't talk about that now.
Oh my god, what's going on over there?
I truly do not know. I got rattled by the possibility that the rumor might not be true, and I'm not one of your hosts. Now we got to focus on Chris, the other host. That's for sure. No rumors.
That's for sure.
That's a dead certainty.
Yep.
And I gotta know, Chris, how you doing?
Doing all right. I for years I've always just brought the same lunch to work, just like a turkey sandwich and like a salad.
Really?
That's just what I've brought.
Wow.
Almost every single day. Every now and then, if I have like leftover pizza or something, I'll bring that. But in general, that's like very clearly been my go-to standard lunch. And I'm finally hitting that wall of like, I got to have something else. And so this past weekend, I went to Trader Joe's, a store that I like most of the products, but hate going to. But I went to Trader Joe's to look for a bunch of food I could bring in my lunch for the next week. Bought a bunch of stuff, and one of those things was like chicken fajitas. So it was chicken, onions, peppers, all in like a fajita sauce, and you pop it in the microwave for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I made that, and hey, the thing about fajitas, they got an aroma, baby.
It's true.
So that whole break room starts smelling like fajitas. One other coworker comes in. He's like, "Wow, smells like Mexican food in here." It's like, "'Cause it is."
Yeah.
Then he makes his food, which is like stuffed peppers or something. He pops it in the microwave, for a couple minutes, and it's not like the smell to me. It still smells like fajitas in here.
Yeah.
But now everybody else is starting to be on their lunch break. They all come into the break room and they're like, "Whoa, smells good in here." Smells, I can smell it all the way down the hall. What's going on in here? And my coworker, the first one who came in, is like, "Thank you. There's my stuffed peppers." No, he's taking credit for my food smell.
He's taking credit for your smell.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Really just a big disappointment. It was supposed to be my big triumphant moment of, look, everyone, I'm not eating a turkey sandwich. I'm eating this food that smells great and tastes just okay. And I don't know if that's the food or just the fact that our break room microwave is an absolute a waste of technology. It just does not do a good job. It was all heated through, but
Yeah.
it doesn't. It's not a microwave that spins inside. It's just
Oh.
you put something in there and it just runs. And
Oh
then
no.
after you're done, it still is. You can take your food out and close the door again, but it's still running as if it's still heating something for
Hot damn.
another 15 to 20 seconds. But yeah, I really even some people were like, oh, it smells like peppers in here. And he's like, that's me. I have a stuffed pepper. And it's like, no, I have peppers in my fajitas, my dear
Yeah.
boy. 'Tis my peppers the people are smelling.
Yeah, smell my peppers.
Smell my peppers.
You know what? You all go and smell my peppers. I think you're missing the other
If you don't believe me, look
notorious
in this microwave tray and peep my peppers.
peep those peppers, peep a pick a pickled peppers.
That's right.
Peter Peter Piper? Is that his name? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers?
That's correct.
Is that all? Is that the whole thing?
No,
I want
there's
it to be
more, but I
like,
don't think anybody knows what it is. Lost to time.
dang. Come
We
back to us,
can't
Peter.
find out the translation in the Rosetta Stone.
Damn. You're missing the other notorious
B.I.G.
evidence.
Mm,
The evidence that fajitas are what's up, which is a loud sizzling plate as it comes to the table.
that's true, yeah.
I think you need to just record that sound the next time you're at a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
whenever
idea.
people go like, "What's that smell?" You hit play. And they
Yeah.
go, ooh, fajitas. Because there's no denying it in a Mexican restaurant when a plate of fajitas comes flying by.
Fajitas, yeah.
There's no denying. That's what everyone's smelling, and that's what everyone's hearing.
That's true. And I guess I'm the fajitas co-host of this podcast because there is no denying that I am one of the hosts. Evan,
True.
the rumors are out there, but
Rumor has it.
as long as he's here, I gotta ask Evan, how you doing?
Swell. I told you before, and maybe that comes up in the episode. Told you before the episode, I'm moving. Getting
What?
ready to, not to Washington quite yet, but out to the old mountains. Girlfriend and I are gonna move together out there. We just got a lease to sign, and we're very excited about it. But I've got one little piece of unfinished business
Oh my
I'm
god.
taking care of tomorrow before I leave. Which I don't leave tomorrow. I said
I was
that.
gonna say that's
And tomorrow, meaning tomorrow after we record this, so none of you can do anything about it. You can't
right.
stop me.
Yep.
I know I'm just a rumor, but I also can't be stopped. So a little while ago, we had a guest on named Derek Lee Hood. We talked about his little late night show that he'll do around town sometimes.
Yes.
He invited the both of us, as we had discussed, like, yeah, we might be interested in that. And he texted and said, you guys want to come on and play some characters, do something fun?
And I said no.
He said, fuck no. Chris had to work. And I had to then make a really tough decision.
Yeah.
Because I would feel so comfortable, even though we flubbed it last time, I would feel so comfortable going up with you and doing something. Now I had to decide, am I going up by myself?
Mm-hmm.
And I am. Not as in that same sense. I'm going to be his band leader for the night.
Oh.
I'm bringing my keyboard. I'm going to play some tunes. And hopefully have some fun, witty banter with the man himself. at a tiny little comedy club that I don't think existed when we were doing improv, the Glendale Room. Maybe it did, and I just didn't know. But it'll be my first time on quote unquote a stage. It looks like it's on the same level as everyone else, but it'll be my first time doing anything like that in public in over 3 years, possibly 4 years, whenever we stopped.
Well, yeah. Did you? I don't remember. Did you continue
I did a
doing
little
improv
post
after?
Mystery Machine
Yeah.
improv with my other team, the Uncles. I do still
Okay.
love that improv team name, but yeah, only like 2 or 3 shows, and then maybe popped on for like a mashup or two, and then COVID hit, and it was like,
Yeah.
hey, good timing.
Yeah. So it could be
'Cause
three
I'm
or
running
four.
out of steam.
It could be 3 or 4 years then for you, because it's 4 or 5 for me at this point, I think.
Dang. All right, so yeah, probably 4 years then. That's nuts. Anyways, not really a story, but maybe I have stories about it after it's done, and you all can just dream. When this comes out, it will have been days in the past, and you can wonder to yourself, "Gosh, I wonder how that went."
Yeah. And maybe maybe it'll come up on next week's episode.
Maybe. No
Which is a
promises.
pretty good segue, Evan, because I mentioned to you that I had
Whoa!
2 things I was going to talk about, but I was going to use one up top and then put the
True.
other one in the meat of the episode. And I mean, this is a pretty good time to do that other story
So you're
because
related. You're relying on me to be the bottom bread of your turkey sandwich.
that's right.
All right.
And here comes my meat, buddy.
Okay.
um, I the segues very, very tangentially into
Great.
online communities, but very closely into a thing I want to set up
Ooh.
for a future episode. And I'm just starting to do a little bit of Christmas shopping here in early
Oh
November.
God.
I like to try and get ahead of it a little bit if I can.
Yeah.
And I had an idea. I know that my brother, and I would argue almost all of my family, does not listen to this podcast, so I don't have to worry too much about spoiling a surprise.
Oh sure.
But I had an idea for my brother. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if since he wears a lot of like Arizona sports teams merch. I was like, wouldn't
Yeah.
it be cool if I found a shirt that had like all of the teams on it?
Mm.
And so this is often how my Christmas shopping works is I try to think of something and then see if it exists.
Yeah.
And very rarely does it ever. But
you got too wild an imagination.
yeah, I did find a shirt that um has all of the team logos um in within the word Arizona, right? So it says Arizona, but they've
Ooh.
got the team logos kind of behind the letters.
That sounds cool.
But my concern is whether or not I have found these things on websites that are scams or very low quality.
True.
And I've been trying to dig into the online communities
Ah.
to figure out if either one of the 2 websites that I've found this shirt on are legit.
Yeah.
And there's one that says like the consensus when you Google is pesotech.com legit. The like main scam checker thing is like, we believe that this website is legit, but with a few things that point towards it being a scam. Which is
Mm.
confusing because it should be
Yeah.
one or the other and not Mostly one, but sometimes the other.
It's a little bit of a scam.
Yeah. And then
You won't even notice.
the other website, danmerch.com, I can't
Oh.
find any confirmation if it's legit or a scam. I can't seem to find anybody talking about it at all.
Good sign or bad sign? Probably
Exactly.
bad.
And I didn't realize it until we were kind of talking ahead of time, but here are some of the differences between these two websites, because they're offering the same product. They're offering it at different prices, like a $3 difference between the two of them.
Okay.
So it's like, do you go with the one that's more expensive because could be the one that is more reputable? The other one putting a cheaper price to get people to give them money, but then not give it back. They've got danmerch.com's got like a little shipping thing on here that's gives you an idea of how long it'll take to arrive.
Okay.
It's got 2 reviews that says that this website is the best place to buy t-shirts online. They're both from the same day, October 22nd, 2023.
Okay.
Both reviews say I've bought several shirts from them. And then there's the product description, which doesn't seem to at all be about the shirt, but instead is just generic jargon. In fact, part of it looks like it's been lifted from the website Fiverr, and
Okay.
so could be a little suspicious there. The other website has 7,527 reviews,
Okay.
but the way the website appears to work is that's about literally any shirt on the website and not the one that I'm looking at. And I can't find out if there are any reviews of the one I'm looking at.
Got it.
Most of the reviews on here, at least on the first page, all kind of say the exact same verbiage. But when you dig a little bit deeper, then they are all kind of different reviews, mostly positive, but a couple people say that the design print is blurry or off center. But then there are other reviews that are like, came out great. Printing looks great. Centered, so it kind of goes back and forth a little bit. So
interesting.
I was thinking, like, do I purchase this shirt live on the podcast and then we see in a couple weeks when it arrives, or
exciting.
if it arrives, if I got scammed?
I like it.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards the second site.
Yeah, pesotech.com.
How's that spelled?
PESOTEK.
Does make me wonder, is it supposed to be Peso Tech?
Could be.
Is it a Mexican company?
I can't find any information like that, Evan. I don't know.
Peso. Anyways, I want to read something from the About Us page on danmerch.com.
Okay, good.
Danmerch is an exclusive store for the world's best animal-themed apparels, such as lion, donkey, mouse, and so on. Animals. Lion, donkey, mouse. I like it. I couldn't find Peso Tech or Peso Tech. PESOTECK or just TEK? What was it?
TEK.
Oh, TEK.
It says that they are based in Florida.
All right.
Looking at it a little closer, I do agree. I think that this one might be more legitimate than
Yeah.
danmerch.com.
danmerch.com. What is catitude? Mess with my cats and you'll find out. It's got a picture of a cat with sunglasses on. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's where I'm leaning. Whatever
All
the
right.
hell
Well,
this
then I
is.
will do that as we continue the episode, and we will find out
Oh, that's
together
exciting.
at some point in the future if I got scammed or not. I have
Can't wait.
at least purchased a Visa gift card with which to purchase this, so that they can't like use my like credit card information,
Yeah,
and it's at
clever.
least a finite number of dollars that's in there. So we'll see what happens.
It's exciting. I love
It
a
is.
live revelation on the podcast. Now, you mentioned going to online communities to search for things, and
Yeah.
that is in line with how I use these communities, and I think that's a part of the problem. So
Okay.
let me get all this out real quick.
Please.
Here's where I've been. I've been everywhere, man.
If I wasn't typing this Visa information, I probably would have done that same reference.
So I think we both on average in general whatever will use those communities. I'm partial, even though I hate it. I'm partial to looking at Reddit way too often,
Yeah.
and I'm what they would call a lurker. I don't contribute. I lurk. I get information. Get the fuck out of there because these are not my people. These aren't
Right.
people I know. These aren't people I need to associate with. Get me the fuck out of there. I almost use it like a search engine and like a bunch of reviews. But other people are out there making fucking friends.
Hmm.
And this goes back. I'm going to roll it way the fuck back right now. And I think I mentioned this forever ago. But I remember there was one 4th of July. I was probably 15, 16 or so. My older sister was living out of the house and with a few roommates. And we were all going to go to a fireworks show. But there was one roommate who's a World of Warcraft player. Was like, I think I'm going to stay home and watch the fireworks on WoW, aka World of Warcraft. Meaning, within the game, they were going to shoot off little fireworks. And I remember
Okay.
thinking, like, that's fucking insane. Come outside with your friends and go see the fireworks and we'll all hang out. He was like, no, I'm good. I just want to stay at home and do that. And at the time, I thought it was nuts.
Yeah.
But now time has progressed and technology has progressed. And I'm finding it's not like a lot of people I know that are all online at all times, but it's a large part of the population that would absolutely align with that and say, yeah, my best friends are strangers. My best friends are people that I know online, people that I game with, people that I argue with on Reddit, my little Discord group. And then they'll have like meetups in person and shit. This is all insane to me.
Right.
Now, fast forward, post COVID, I find myself in this spot, and I was just talking about this with my therapist. I find myself in a spot where I never got out. I never got out of COVID life. I used to work in an office. I no longer work in an office. I'm exclusively work from home. Nothing outside of my ability to go out and go to a store not wearing a mask. Nothing really changed for me. I still don't generally see people. I'm home most of the time, and I got my girlfriend and my dogs, and that's fantastic. But there's that part of me that's like, I don't know, just reeling back to just that recently where we were in an improv group, and it's like I was seeing people all the time, even if not everyone was like, oh, great close friend. It's like we were going out and performing somewhere, and there'd be people around. And even if you never talk to that person again, you might talk to someone, and hey, maybe they're nice. And
Yeah.
so it kind of got into me like, I've always joked, like, I've got all the friends I need. I'm good. I don't need to make new friends. But at a certain point, you go, like, maybe I should be out there. And I've got interests, and I've got interests that I don't have any friends who share that interest. So let me look into it. Discord seems like an interesting place. These are small pockets. Have you been on Discord? Are you familiar with it?
Barely. I one of the games that I used to play on my phone,
Perfect example.
they wanted people to communicate via Discord.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer play that game, but I do still have Discord on my phone.
Okay.
And the only reason that I do, I'm getting closer and closer to deleting it, but there was one other player of the game who sometimes we would chat back and forth pretty um like meaninglessly, but like just kind
Sure.
of like,
Just
oh,
chatting.
you see this shit that's going on, like just in that regard. So I still kind of will talk to that person maybe once a month, once every 2 months at this point.
Yeah.
But at some point, that Discord will be out of here. Would you be interested to know, Evan? Not to interrupt your
No,
story,
please.
but I have an update here at
Sure, update.
pesotech.com because it says my card is not like approved for this type of order.
Oh,
What are you talking about? Like I don't know what that
I
means.
don't either, unless they specifically need pesos.
I guess. I don't know. I don't understand.
I don't
Am I
know.
going to have to go to
You.
danmerch.com?
Which was it you said you had put your card in? You were trying to do a. How were you
I just
paying
have a
for it?
prepaid Visa
A
card.
prepaid Visa card. All right. Yeah. Yeah, maybe they don't accept that for some reason. I don't
Yeah,
know what
I
to tell you. Do they
don't know
take
why.
PayPal?
No. They do
Damn.
take Apple or Google Pay, but not PayPal.
Damn. This is brutal.
I know. I'm going to keep looking into it while you finish your story.
You keep doing that. Where was I? We're talking Discord. Yeah. So I've found. I mean, Discords you need to be like quote unquote invited. You need to be let in.
Right.
So they are these kind of like small communities, and I'm like, well, let me find. I make music, and I don't know a lot of other people that are not just like, yeah, they're musicians, but they're also like putting out music and like people that can relate to that. Like would love to have friends, especially like, is there a Discord for local LA musicians? Blah blah blah. So I found one, and it is. I ended up not finding specifically that. I just found one that's kind of general, like music, people who love music, and it's just people chatting about music. And I watch these little chats go by, and gosh darn it, I got opinions on everything. I should respond. I should talk. I should make friends. I should throw my opinions out there. I fucking can't. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's beyond me. And a part of it is that I see, even though these are people saying like they seem like they're adults, they've got very similar tastes in music to me. But the way that they talk is future speak to me. It's online talk
Hmm.
that I can't do.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It makes me feel like I am in a group with a bunch of like 13-year-olds that I can't relate to. But it's like, whoever you are, I am relating to you. But I feel like if I respond like, hi, I feel that way too, da-da-da, just like talking normally, the
Right.
whole thing's gonna stop. Everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Get him out of the group. Get his ass out of here. I don't know. I've also joined there's a podcast I love. And this is where it gets sadder.
Oh,
Let's get sadder. I listened to the what's it now called, Get Played podcast. Nick Weiger,
right.
Heather Ann Campbell, and Matt Apodaco talk about video games. I love it. They're hysterical people, and I like talking about video games. And so I joined their Discord. I haven't said a fucking thing on there. At this point, barely look at it because I've been intimidated by people that are. I get intimidated by people that already have a thing going. They're just like, we talk to each other. We all know each other. You're the
Yeah.
outsider. I can't work my way in. But I told you before, I've been playing Fortnite lately. I don't know why that's come back into my life, but god dang, that game is fun. They've got their own group with Heather Ann Campbell. She's one of the hosts. She runs this group, and they play together on there all the time. But instead, I play alone in silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is wrong with me that I'm like, I'm a part of the group. I've been a listener since day one. I play the game they're playing all the time. I cannot bring myself to like say hi.
Right.
Can I play too? But, long story short, I'm here to say I feel left behind by the online world.
Yeah.
I like the internet in certain capacities, but I don't know. I'm also kind of worried. As I said, I'm moving to the mountains where I'm going to see significantly fewer people, even. And I'm like, this is a world that I could have like friends that I
Yeah.
can communicate with. And I can't bring myself to do it. I feel like so not a part of the idea of being a part of the online community is just beyond me. I don't know. Am I overthinking this? I mean, yes, but like from your perspective, yeah. What do I got going on here? What do we do?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I do feel like already getting left behind by people who are online, and that's
Yeah,
generally people who are younger than us.
yeah,
Um, but I think in that regard, I'm more okay with it because I just like I don't care about a lot of the online trends and
right.
vernacular. Um,
Same.
but I can kind of understand the fear of like this is it's not any dissimilar to um how we are in person. Like I don't think that there's
Yeah,
a
it's true.
difference there, because if it was like, a bunch of people are talking at work, for example, and are like, yeah,
Yeah.
we all play Fortnite, we're all in a
Oh yeah,
Fortnite
yeah.
group. I'm not gonna,
Can I
like,
play?
can I play with you guys? So I would just hope that it comes up organically that I also play, and then people would then invite me to join them. But
Yeah. And there
me asking to join, no thanks.
that's a good point. That might be a part because, like I've said, like all of the good friends that I've made over the years are people, for the unless I would say my best friend that I ever made. I went out of my way and became their friend, and that might be the only time that's ever happened. Everyone else that is a good friend of mine came to me because of this reason. I'm uncomfortable. But in real life, you and I have always kind of relied on that, where it's like, yeah, there's a world where, like, oh, I'm here. Someone might be like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to come over? That's not going to happen online. This is like in a Discord group. No one's going to be going like, hey, that guy Evan joined a while ago. He hasn't said anything. Hey, you want to come on? Let's go do this. Like, no, it's
Yeah.
like thousands of people in this group. No one notices I'm there because I don't participate. I'm not there.
Yeah.
Ah, grumble.
That's like, especially with games, and especially with like mobile games. At
Yeah.
some point after you've got a handle on the basics, the game like insists like you've got to join a team or
Yeah,
a
got it out.
guild or a faction or
Mm,
a whatever.
yes.
And it's like that's the only way to get a bunch of these points and or resources to get better is you have to join the some group.
Don't you push me into
Or
socializing.
create your own. And so that's usually what I would do is just create my own,
Yeah.
and then you get annihilated because you're a team of one against teams of like 50 or whatever. But I eventually, on the game that I currently play, like any good 30-year-old
Yeah.
man, I play Disney Heroes Battle Mode. And
I've heard about this game.
and it did that. It was like you have to join a guild or create one. And so I
Assimilate or be
created
gone.
one. Yeah. I created one and I titled it like Introvert Guild or something like that in the hopes that other people
Sure.
who also don't want to do it, because I, for some reason, kind of like the Fortnite group,
Mm-hmm.
my assumption in these games is always like, because the teams are capped at 50, at least on this particular game. And so when I see a team that's at like 49 or 48 players, I am under the like clearly delusional assumption that like, oh, these are 48 or 49 people who know each other in real life and are all best friends.
Right.
And it'd be weird if I joined.
Yeah. Be a subject of
Eventually
conversation. Who the fuck was that?
Yeah. Exactly. And eventually I joined a different guild because I just wanted to see if anything would happen.
Yeah.
And so I looked at like the top 10 to 20 like guilds on our server, and one of them was like Chill People.
Okay.
And I was like, well, let me see what happens. They've got an open spot. And so I applied and I've been in there ever since. We like barely talk to each other.
Yeah.
And every now and then you get some, younger player that gets in and is like, hi, how's everybody doing? And like tries to like start a big thing, and nobody really responds to them outside of like a polite, like, good. There are plenty of people who like have joined our guild, been like, oh, this guild is too quiet.
Yeah.
And the guild leader is like, yeah, we're just chill. We don't care about this part of the game, basically. And so that's been a much better experience, because the other thing when you join different teams on those games is you get the opposite of what I currently have, where it's like everybody is talking and posting and including like song lyrics to see who else will do the next lyric, and then you all build on it. I'm like, shut up.
I think that's a part of the like. Let's get heady. The duality of man.
Yeah.
But like where you say that and I'm like, yeah, I'm the same fucking way. And I'm like, I know at my heart, like part of the reason I'm moving to the mountains for a little while is to get away, is to get out of the city. And I'm like, I do at a certain point want to be like left alone to a certain degree and have my space. but they're just there's always going to be that, I don't know, that crisscross where
Oh.
I don't know. It's like I want to be, I want to be just alone in a cabin, and also feel like, isn't like community the best thing there is in the world? Like your groups, there's a reason you and I are still doing this podcast because it's
Right.
fucking, we like each other, but then like it's also nice to just I don't know, corroborate on shit sometimes. You know what I mean? And then it's
Yeah.
nice to have the few listeners we've got, when they chime in and say shit, it's like they get it. And that's nice.
Right.
We've got our own tiny little community. Um, I don't know. I don't know what I want. There's a big chance there's what I want and then what I know I should want.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have it in me to go get what I should want.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
and I hate that, like, I've come to the place that what I should want is to be on Discord. And I think a part of it is like being so introverted and like anxious and shy or whatever you want to call it. Like, I think just in those times when that guy was like, no, I'd rather stay with my WoW guild and watch fireworks there and talk to them, that was a place for introverts, and I never was in that world. And so
Yeah.
they're now so in that world that it's like that's where all the people like us are. Is they're already
Mm-hmm.
there, but they've got their own cliquish little groups. And now I feel on the outside of that. I'm like, I can't. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what to do. Just keep lurking, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same like on certain shows or whatever that I'll watch on YouTube, or channels that do, a weekly live show. And they're always
Oh,
shouting out the same people that they see on the live chat.
yeah.
And I've been in the live chat a couple times on one of the shows.
Hey.
Usually like uh when they do like a movie trivia thing, like I try to get my
Yeah.
answers in there. But other than that, I don't really try to do too much. But even the people that are in the live chat and they see each other in the live chat all the time, they start talking to each other because they're part of that community. But like I can't do that either
Yeah.
because it's like I'm trying to watch the show.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Why are you guys talking to each other?
That, yeah.
Focus on the entertainers before you.
That is interesting. That is because that's a thing. What, like, I'll stream sports events, and there's always the side chat there. I'm like, I mean, at least in that world, in the world of sports, that side chat is a nightmare.
Yeah,
Toxic insanity, just
yeah,
chaos that I want nothing to do with. But it also does kind of endlessly fascinate me. Like, there's like 500 people right now talking to each other while I'm like just watching this game. And I can't
yeah,
imagine wanting to like pull out the keyboard and be watching the game and then type, oh, this player sucks.
yeah,
I don't know. At a certain point, it just might not be me. I think it might just be getting older and getting sad about the fact that we're being left behind. Might just be all this episode is. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I think that like a common thing um in life is that just as you get older, you're not making a lot of new friends.
Yeah,
And so I think that that's just kind of where we're at.
could be.
Um I mean, uh this isn't related to what I just said, but um like I remember when I used to do a lot of like drawing and stuff, I would do it on um Deviant Art.
Ah, yes, you deviant.
That classic website um that people start to see what you're putting out there. It's a little bit the same even with this podcast, all right? Like people that we don't know have found this podcast,
Yeah,
interacted with us a couple times. It's great.
absolutely.
Um, uh, every now and then you get an interaction with somebody. This happened more on DeviantArt than with our podcast, although I suppose there is one example with our podcast, but of someone interacting with you that is not good.
Yeah.
Or that starts as good and then seems to
Live long enough to become the villain.
exactly. Yeah, there was on DeviantArt. I did a couple of different things. Some of it was like original artwork with like original characters. Some of it was fan art with certain shows, and then some of it was just writing like chapters of stuff.
Yeah.
Um but there was one person who was like, "Hey, I really like your original character that you're doing in these like comic strips.
Yeah.
And I'd love to like do fan art with that character and one of my characters." I was like, "That sounds great. Go for it."
Yeah.
And so that becomes like my character and their character like in a relationship, and I'm like, that's kind of weird, but okay.
I had a feeling this is where it was going.
And then it became like a lot of messages being sent that seemed to blur the line between what they wanted their characters to be doing and what they wanted us to be doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is why that website is called DeviantArt.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here and take a month-long shower. But yeah, I mean, I, having been on the opposite end of something like that, I'm always, even though I wouldn't cross those lines into that territory,
Yeah.
I'm always afraid that that's how it's going to come off if I try to like start
Sure.
some sort of online conversation when you don't see the other person, you can't see their body language to how receptive they are to talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm always afraid that it's going to come off as like, oh god, now I got to deal with this rando.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a thing, and I think a lot of people are just used to that not being a big deal and just talking via text. But like, yeah, body language is everything.
Yeah.
It stresses me out. I don't know. That's fascinating, though.
I also find it's like really hard to talk to people online not knowing, like, not seeing them just in general, not even
Yeah,
just body language, but just like, am I talking to a 70-year-old man?
yeah,
Am I talking to a 10-year-old girl? Like,
right.
this person just has the little standard redditor icon as their
Yeah,
as the only thing I can quote unquote see of them. So like, what, I don't know how to act because my behavior towards a 70-year-old man and a 10-year-old girl are going to be different.
yeah. And when
So I
saying
don't know how to act.
that you don't know if it's a 70-year-old man or a 10-year-old girl, you're talking about like the My Little Pony subreddit.
Yep. My
You never
favorite place
know.
to go.
One or the other. Yeah. No, and it does make you wonder, like, is that good or is that bad? Because I'm the same way. Like, I've always considered myself a little conversational chameleon. which maybe
Yeah.
means I don't have any self-esteem and I want you to like me. So whoever I'm
Yep.
talking to change a little bit, which is probably a bad quality, but gets me some places in life. I still have a job.
Nice.
But like, is that good or is that bad? Should I just talk to everybody like me?
Right.
And they can interpret me how they want? Probably. I don't know. I'm looking for places to grow. I'm worried. I'm thinking like the more I think about how I'll interact, because like I said, I used to be mildly involved in some subreddits. I would, but never like consistently. I would just hop to a different subreddit and comment
What's the
off.
weirdest subreddit community that you have come across?
Oh, what was that? I think I mentioned it before. The
I
one
think you did
that
mention
was like
one. I can't remember what it was.
violently anti having kids, not
Oh
like
yeah,
we
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want kids, but like having kids is terrible for the
Yeah.
world. You're monsters. You should
Yeah.
all be shot. I'm like, oh Jesus. Not a place I peruse often, but a place I found once. But I feel because like thinking back to COVID, not to bring that up multiple times this episode, but when I was doing my one a day cover songs on YouTube,
Yeah.
and my account started growing a little bit. I was like, oh, nothing crazy, but I every now and then if I had a certain song that I'm like, I know there's an active subreddit for that group, and I'm a fan of them, and I'll post it there and see how people like it, and it would get really good responses. And I'd respond to people if they talk to me, but then otherwise, like that's all I ever did in that subreddit. I never just like talked to other people, and I'm like, is it that I feel above it? Like, here's the thing I made, and I drop
Right.
that off, and then I want nothing to do with it otherwise. I think I'm just bad. I'm a bad community member, and I should be shot. I don't know. I don't know if we learned anything at this point. I'm just saying, I think I'm going to try. I'm going to put another little bit of effort into Discord and see if I can. But I'm already at a disadvantage, similar to playing Magic the Gathering online when I look and I had set my name and my name is Evan and everyone else's name is upper caps, lower caps, letters, numbers, weird words, references to animes I don't understand.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to hear from him. Hi, I'm Evan. I don't know, but I'll give it a shot.
Good.
Are you? Do you feel like you're just good? You're like, I don't need to be a part of online communities, or is there any party that's like you want to meet an online
Yeah.
group?
I think that I'm good. I don't think I need. I like being able to lurk.
Yeah,
And especially like Reddit. I don't even have an account. I just if I have a question or something, if I'm writing something and I need some like inspiration,
yeah,
I'll like search for something on Google and then just add Reddit to the end of the Google search to get
all the
some different
time.
forums.
I said
That's
I use it like a search engine.
yeah. I don't yeah, I think in general maybe some of it's just lingering feelings from when the internet first started getting popular and there was a lot of like don't talk to strangers on the internet.
True.
I wonder if some of that's just ingrained still in my being to
Yeah.
where I don't really necessarily want to interact with people online. The only exception being kind of like when I'll post in the live chat with movie trivia answers to
Mm-hmm.
like show what a smart little boy I am. I
Get that
like
validation.
I want the people that I can see
Yeah.
like on camera, I want them to like me.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a tiny bit different because it's like I can at least see them. They can't see me,
No.
but I can see them, as opposed to just two profiles talking to one another.
This is, I think, this is a problem with us, though, because I'm right there with you. I'm like, is that healthy? That I
No.
want to be them, or I want them to like me, and I don't care
Yeah.
about the rest of these
Right.
peasants.
Exactly. 100%.
There's something wrong there. Why
There
can't I
is, but
relate to the peasants? I gotta try. I gotta try to relate to the peasants. I'm one. I admit it. I'm one of you.
oh my God, he admitted
Oh my god, he admitted
it.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. We've done it. I've considered that before. Like, do we could start our own tiny little Discord with the people that like to talk to us, but that seems scary too.
We got a lot of stuff that we
Could do.
need to start.
Yeah.
Our Discord, our Patreon, our merch,
Our
and
OnlyFans.
our OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But in order to amass a true community, we need everybody to listen to all these episodes. You can
Wow.
find these episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music,
Oh yeah.
Pocket Casts, HowDoWeHuman.com.
Definitely.
You can listen to these on any of these platforms, or or more, wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to How Do We Human. You can rate, review, comment, subscribe, follow, all of those things that will help boost us in algorithms, and then we can continue to grow our How Do We Human hybrids.
Empire.
You can also check us out on social media.
Definitely.
You can find us on Instagram at How Do We Human.
We got that handle.
You can check us out on Facebook at How Do We Human.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
YouTube at How Do We Human.
She's got a great handle.
Or you can send us an email to howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
The best part of that handle is that it's Al Pacino.
Oh, little
Surprise.
twist there at the end. Evan, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Wah, do I? No. But like I said, I am moving.
Yeah.
I've got these knives.
These knives.
I don't know what to do with them.
Will they go with Evan?
I'm moving into a furnished place. So a lot
Yeah,
of my
weird.
furniture is going into storage. I've got these knives.
These knives.
I gotta figure out what to do with these knives, so I'm looking for ideas. Take a stab at telling me what I should do. This is the good stuff.
Yeah.
These are the good things.
This is why you listen to this podcast.
This is why you're here.
These knives, will they go with Evan?
Is this what happened? Here's the interpretation in my mind. What happens is we ask people to leave us reviews and shit, and they're like, okay, and then we do this, and they're like, eh.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, 5 stars. Now I'm on board.
Oh, here we go. Let's
5 stars.
Knives. Take a stab at telling me what to do with my knives. And you know what I'm going to do with them? I'm going to burn
knives. Take a stab at telling me what to do with my knives.
Knives out.
Mm.
Trying to say it like Face Off, but Knives Out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Chris, I'm just ending it. I'm ending it there. It's perfect. Chris, what do you got going on?
Many a time on this podcast here at the end of plugs, I pitch myself to networks to let me be a game show host.
It's true.
And thus
So many
far,
opportunities.
unsuccessful. However, over the weekend, my fiance had her bridal shower.
Yeah.
And at the bridal shower, they played a lot of games. I was there for one of them to play the newlywed game.
Oh,
But it became very clear to me that this would be a much more achievable way to be a game show host. So if you're having a bridal shower and you want one man there,
yeah,
you can invite me and I will run all the game shows so that everybody can play. There were plenty of different activities. The newlywed game. There's the get a bunch of photos of the couple and have people try to guess where the photo was taken. Who knows the couple the best? All sorts of fun games that I would be happy to run at your bridal shower.
Let us plan your bridal shower.
That's right. Many episodes ago, we pitched that we would be great at planning like a horror themed wedding.
Oh yeah,
but we'd also be great at planning a game show themed bridal shower.
Absolutely.
So let us know.
Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.